Our Jesse Schultz found this could make an already dangerous situation for domestic violence survivors even worse. Jesse.
The calls to domestic violence hotlines decreased back in March when the stay-at-home order first hit. Then, as restrictions lifted, those calls came flooding back in. Now they are back down again, but domestic violence advocates say that's not because domestic abuse isn't happening. It's because people are stuck at home with their abusers and can't get the help they need.
We can tell people are being locked back down. People are being asked to work from home again. We can tell that's starting to happen and the victims aren't reaching out for help.
With the rise of COVID-19 cases in the spotlight right now, there's another threat looming in the dark: domestic violence.
We've had people call from closets and whisper to us, I can't talk. If they hear me, they'll come get me. We've had them hang up on Zoom calls when they're on meetings with us because we know someone walked in.
Domestic violence advocates throughout Northeast Ohio say the pandemic has put victims of abuse in an even worse spot.
The longer COVID goes on, the more financial insecurity, the more stress, the more uncertainty, and the continued isolation. So we're very concerned.
The Ohio Domestic Violence Network shows 109 people died from domestic violence between July of 2019 to June of this year. That's a 35% jump from the previous year. And advocates are working overtime to make sure victims know where and how to get help as the pandemic continues.
We're really trying to get the helpline number out on billboards, in pharmacies, and health clinics, and grocery stores, in places where a survivor might go.
Terry Heckman with the Battered Women's Shelter of Summit and Medina County says victims first need to tell someone what's happening in whatever way they can.
Reach out now before the hitting starts. Reach out now before the holidays start and the stress gets higher. Reach out now before we're on complete lockdown if we're going that way. Get prevention help now. It's very hard for us to get to victims unless they get to us.
They're also working with limited funds. Last month, the federal money from the Victims of Crime Act most agencies need to survive was cut more than 37% across the state.
During a time when we have survivors who are at higher risk and there's escalating domestic violence, we are also experiencing significant funding cuts. It's a really dangerous time, and we really need more support, not less.
Now, it should be noted that both the Battered Women's Shelter of Summit and Medina County and the Journey Center for Safety and Healing here in Cuyahoga County have not had any COVID-19 outbreaks, and they continue to work hard to make it a safe place for anyone who may need it. Reporting live in Cleveland tonight, Jesse Schultz, News 5.
All right, thanks so much, Jesse. And if you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, there is help out there. We have several numbers listed on your screen right now. You can reach out to the Ohio Domestic Violence Network at 1-800-934-9840.
Ohio reported its highest